On today's episode of the Riderflex podcast, showing up versus no call, no shows. I've ranted about this topic before, but here's an updated version. I have friends that work in retail at the management level. They're always telling me about people that don't show up for shifts, don't bother to call, and then come back in a few days later like everything's just fine. We've identified this as a society as no call, no shows. That's what we call it. How did we get here? Really, I want to know. How'd this happen? How do we get to a workforce that thinks that this type of behavior is okay? Was I in some sort of twilight zone back in the 80s growing up working in retail? This would have never happened in any of the worlds that I came from. If you didn't show up for your shift and you didn't bother to call anybody, you didn't work there anymore. That's it, unless you were in the hospital or somebody died. I hear people saying things like, oh, it's just a job, it's just a temporary position, it's not my career, so it doesn't really matter. Oh yeah? Well, your behaviors do matter, and you'll start to build a pattern around those behaviors. You think you can act irresponsible at work at one job and then just completely shift gears in another? Doubtful. This attitude, this behavior, and how you treat people will follow you, and it will likely end up hurting your career long-term in some way. So do the right thing. Kick ass at work, treat others as you'd want to be treated, and it will pay off for your career long-term. Good karma will come back your way. Build character traits that will benefit you, not habits that will hurt you. I hear people saying things like, well, the company really doesn't care about me. My boss doesn't care about me. So I'll just do a poor job and treat them like crap. It doesn't really matter. Well, go ahead. See where that attitude gets you in life. I've never met a successful person with a lazy work ethic that treated people poorly and didn't show up for work. Never. So in summary, I don't care if it's a temp job at the Sonic 2 days a week. Show up and kick ass every shift, and I guarantee you'll increase your chances of being successful.